Hello, in this video I'm going to go over something called constraints. So constraints can be found up here in the rigging tab. Make sure you're in the rigging tab here. Go down to constraints. And what these do will constrain one object to the next. So for instance, if I want to have this constrained to this object, and I want them to, when I scale one of them, it will scale the other, I can use a scale constraint. And you can go to the option box, and there's some options in here, and I can hit apply. And you might have noticed that when I did that, it's changed the scale. It's because this scale here was at 1, and this one originally was at 2.3, so it changed it to 1. So now if I move this one, it's going to be scaling. But if I move it, it's not moving with it. So it's different than putting it into its group or parenting it, because it's only matching the scale of it. And if I scale this one, see how it snapped it back? So just realize that's how the this thing kind of works. So like that. So we use these for different ways that we use this in rigging quite a bit and in animation. And we have a whole bunch of different kinds here. The one that we use a lot is the parent constraint, and you can click into there, and you'll notice that what this does is constrains the translate and the rotation. And there's also a thing called maintain offset. Let's turn that off, and I'll show you what that does. So if I select this and then this, you'll notice that if I hit 4, that my box now went to the place where my triangle is. And if you select the box that we made in outline, you'll see there's a parent constraint thing here, and what this does is it takes away the maintain offset. So the offset is the position from here to here, like the actual, see this little pivot point, it snaps it to that pivot point and rotates it so that y is y on this one, x is this way, and that's the local rotation. It will match the local rotation axis. And that's really helpful when we are trying to match when we're doing our controls and we're trying to match our controls to our joints. So now I will undo that actually. And you can also, if you want to get rid of that, like I can actually go into here and delete the constraint, and now they're no longer connected. The scale version one that we made before. So it can be just a temporary constraint just to get a specific, if you're working on your rig. So I'm gonna hit 5 here, and so when we turn off maintain offset, or turn it on, we can select these two and hit apply, and the order does matter. So just be aware that when you're dealing with constraints, the order does matter, because this one does not control the box. So let's see, that means that the first one is the parent and the second one is the child. So let's see it like that. So the box is the parent and the cone is the child. So now if I rotate this, see, this is dealing with rotation and translation, like that. And I can just delete that afterwards. So there's a few in here. There's orientation, which is the rotation kind of stuff. And another interesting one that you should know about is the aim. So we'll just go, and I always forget which is the order. So if I select this one and this one. I believe it's parent first, then the child. Then I hit apply. If I want this thing, actually, see how it's rotating around this thing? So I need to do the opposite because I want the cone to follow. So this one, then this one. And you'll notice that the first one, the parent, or the, yeah, the parent is the first, is white, and everything else is a colored, either like this green color. You can hit apply, and now this thing is going to be following this box like that. If I want the cone to actually point it, I just need to move it into with the only the verts, this, and now this should follow, so like that. And this is how they put control eyes. They'll put a control and point and use an aim constraint to control it like this. So those are the main ones: aim, scale, orient, points, parent. We'll get into pole vectors probably later. Those deal with more with IK rigs, which is not what we're not going to do that for the first rig. So I'll see you in the next video.